Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk to you about the new RawBeautyKristi collection. Some YouTubers liked it, some people hated it, but I needed to find out for myself. Make sure you're subscribed to be entered into giveaways, and I'll leave the detail down below. So I started off with buying this immediately from Ulta as soon as it became available. I was very lucky to get it right away, and upon swatching the palette, the shades do turn out pretty pigmented. In fact, they kind of remind me of one of my Norvina palettes that I think it was like the orange one, and the shimmers do swatch really beautifully. The only issue I experienced with this colorful side of the palette was blending. It does take a long time to blend, as many other people have already mentioned. So the neutral side of this palette reminds me of these old Viseart palettes, the basic neutral palette combination with like a warm brown in there, and you get like the mauve color and a brow bone color. I find that the neutral side is easier to work with when you're trying to create a look, because when you're trying to blend with the colorful side, it's hard to create a look in advance if you're running out the door. Now, I wanted to quickly compare the reds from the Mulan palette, but before that I wanted to really do the Coca-Cola palette, Thirst for Life from Morphe. I don't usually pick up Morphe products, and I'm not a huge fan of their pigmentation, but it just really interested me to see what this palette looked like, just because of the extensive marketing. And by the way, this palette is now sold out at Ulta and morphe.com, but I think you can still get it at Selfridges if you have an account with them. And so let's talk a little bit about this palette in comparison with what I've just shown you. The reds are the most standout, and maybe that little duochrome blue, but everything else is like a little bit super dry, and especially the glitter on the reds, they just feel really dry. Now, if I wanted to pick a good red, reasonably cheap price, I would probably pick up the Black Widow palette, but again, I don't think that's as great as the Mulan ColourPop collection for like a glittery red. I think they did a much better job and a much smoother red than the one that Morphe Coca-Cola collaborated with. It just seems so much more smoother on the skin, and I'm actually pretty happy with that Mulan palette. I ended up buying these from a reseller on Poshmark because I didn't get to it on time. Now, if I wanted a really good glittery red, peachy golden palette, I would probably pick up the Pat McGrath Golden Opulence. It doesn't have a true red in it, and I'm not convinced that anyone can truly pull off a true red eyeshadow look. I haven't seen any reviewers do it as well as, for example, by using a Pat McGrath eyeshadow that are like more like pink and mauve. And even with her latest release with the Divine Rose 2, she'll get close to red, but it'll never be like a vampire red or a Halloween red or a red that you'd see in a Halloween box, kind of like what Morphe did. And yeah, I think that Pat McGrath did it better. So anyway, let me know your thoughts. I want to also talk to you guys about some new releases, that whether I'm going to be pick them up or not. First thing I wanted to talk about is the Morphe lip glosses. I will not be picking up. I'm happy about their quality. And another release is the ColourPop Wild Nothing palette. I know a lot of people asked me to compare it to the Natasha Denona retro palette, and I feel like it's not enough. There's not enough greens and like deep olive greens to compare it to that, and I feel like for the amount that you're paying, it's probably better to get that Natasha Denona retro palette because it's smaller and you get better quality eyeshadow products, and the green barely shows up on a lot of looks anyway. The next product I wanted to talk to you about is the Jackie Aina candles. I will not be picking them up. I did not have a good experience working with her directly, and so I used to be a fan of hers, but unfortunately due to that experience I will not be picking those up. The next product is some iridescent or multi-chrome eyeshadows from Terra Moon Cosmetics. I will definitely be looking to pick those up because I'm interested in multi-chromes. And I've already pre-ordered the Saturn rings, which is the color you see on the right, and another color, which is the Lunar Spectrum, which is the one you see on the left. So I will definitely be looking to expand my indie collection, and I will be looking forward to doing a video on that for you guys. Another product that's in stock on Beautylish is the new Wang Goss Luxury Palette. I will not be picking this palette up, not because it's got anything to do with Wang Goss or YouTuber products, but because first of all, I have a lot of neutrals, and this doesn't really speak to me. Also, again, it's just like that Viseart layout, and it's been done so many times over by so many people. Again, not to say that there's anything wrong with this layout or anything against Wayne. I think he's a great YouTuber, and I love watching his tutorials. I'm just, I just have so many of this layout, and I know that with other people that have reviewed this, they've said that it's not super pigmented because it's not exactly like a pressed pigment palette. It is supposed to be going on light and light, so it is beginner friendly. And if you don't own any neutrals and you want to, build your makeup up, I guess it is a good palette for you. I don't know if you've watched any of my declutter videos. I just have too many of this, and yeah, so for that reason I will not be picking it up. But if he does introduce some multi-chrome sometime, I might be interested. And I don't think he will, because I think he's going down the Kevin Aquan route, which is just bringing classics and luxury makeup in, which I feel that the market for that is a little bit oversaturated right now, and yet he still might be successful because of his huge following. Next product is the new Lash Freak mascara by Urban Decay. I actually liked this product. It came out a couple weeks ago, and I thought that it was pretty decent for separating lashes, and I found it to be less clumpier than the Too Faced versions or other brands that have come out with similar products. And I know lately Urban Decay has been failing at everything they've been releasing, pretty much from their ultraviolet palette to the wired palette, but I didn't really hate this mascara, and I actually thought it was pretty decent. So I did pick it up, and I'll show it to you guys in another video. And then we have this colorful collection by P. Louise with their worldwide collection, and these blue, greens, and reds. I don't know. Once you go Pat McGrath, you can't go back. And I just feel like I just really find these colorful looks to be too much these days for me, and a little bit overwhelming. And I did a video on why blues are not super flattering in general unless you pair them with light pinks or something else. So yeah, I won't be picking that up. Another one is these e.l.f. minis. I did like those e.l.f. quads with the little greens in them, but these e.l.f. products, again, just too much of the same thing. Another product is these Too Faced 24-hour waterproof foundations, or 24-hour foundations. First of all, if you have a foundation that you're wearing for 24 hours, don't do it, because that's going to clog up your pores and really mess up your skin in ways that you may not know. And I don't know why anyone would want to keep their foundation on for 24 hours, and it just doesn't seem like a good idea for the skin. It's just another selling gimmick, in my opinion, unless you really have to have foundation on for that long. And I'll do a separate video about Too Faced and why their marketing strategy, in my opinion, hasn't gone so well. And I will definitely not be picking this up. I did like their Born This Way foundation, but this product is just a no for me, and I I don't recommend anyone wearing makeup for longer than 12 hours in general. The next product is these two Huda Beauty highlighters that retail for $55. I feel that we've seen this before, and I feel that she may have copied Smashbox Cosmetics that came out with this concept a couple of years ago with their Vlada highlighters. And I just don't support copycats like this. I don't think that it's fair to have brands completely rip off others' ideas. And another problem I have with this product is the size of it. It's a pretty big pan, and I don't think it's necessary to have a big pan for $55 in only one shade. Maybe if they had it in several shades and several sizes, it's something that someone would pick up. But again, I'm starting to have a problem with Huda Beauty in general, you know, just ripping off other brands like Beauty Bakery, and just no, I can't support that, and I will not be picking this product up. Next product I want to talk to you about is the new BH Cosmetics ice cream cone eyeshadow palettes. They're shaped after ice cream cones in the way that they're pressed. Maybe a little bit, but I do think that it's good that they're being innovative in this regard, and they're coming out with all these different monochrome toned palettes, and I think that I think this is a fun palette, and the price is reasonable. So I did actually pick up the pistachio and the bubblegum, which is blue, and I will be showing that to you guys in one of my videos coming up soon. And yeah, I think this was an interesting concept, so that's why I picked it up. Anyway, let me know your thoughts down below on what you would be picking up and what your thoughts are in general about these new releases. And as always, make sure you're subscribed to my channel to be entered in regular giveaways.